Hello anybody, I'm Don Polec and welcome to the History of My World, where we take a look back at some of the memorable moments and fun stories I've shared with you on the 6 and the 11 o'clock news, many of which are called, or what we call in the business, evergreen stories, which means they can run anytime, next week, next month, it doesn't matter, because they're not tied to a specific time or event. On the other hand, there are some stories that were definitely tied to a specific event and therefore could only be shown once. And this is one of those stories. It's a story about a gallery opening, an art show that was taking place in Center City. Now, ordinarily this wouldn't be the kind of thing we'd do a news story on, but the inventive and innovative nature of this art show made it truly distinctive. And it had to run immediately on the news that night because the opening of the art show and the closing of the art show were likely to be very close together. You'll see why. Take a look.
While compiling an art collection can be an expensive undertaking, at this weekend's First Friday festivities at the galleries in Old City, there will be a unique opportunity to expand your personal art collection in a very economical way. With Vox Populi on 2nd Street offering works at the traditional five-finger discount in a presentation called Steal This Show.
Yeah, we want people to come into the show and steal the artwork off the walls. It is for theft, it's not for sale.
Well, that sounds good to me.
I'm there!
The public is invited to come to this show and come up to a piece of work that they really like, that they really want, and to surreptitiously steal it, to not be very obvious. If you're obvious in any way and you're stealing, you'll be asked to put the work back on the wall. There's a video camera set up.
As long as you can get out without them seeing.
Right.
I like that.
The show is about bringing art to the people and letting, making art a very democratic experience.
By incorporating a concept that is usually only associated with union pension funds and federal elections.
You're allowed to steal at this time.
How long do you expect this show to last? It's not going to go...
35 minutes, tops.
Beginning at around 5 o'clock this Friday afternoon, when the show, that might be seen by some as a morally corrupting influence, finally makes its long-delayed premiere.
Because there's not too many commercial galleries that'll be willing to have all the artwork stolen from their space and not make any money from it. People were perfectly willing to give us work. They liked the idea of the event. If they wanted the exposure, there'd be a sticker on the wall, so you'll know that the work was here, but it was stolen. The only thing that we ask is that when you take the work, there's a postcard on the back with only one question on it that says, "Why did you steal this?" If you fill out the postcard and send it back to us. The first-class stamp being the only cost incurred for an original artwork, offered through a unique deal that's no cash, just carry. All you have to do is be sneaky about it and take it.
I'm Don Polec, Channel 6 Action News.
And that gallery owner was correct. I spoke with him the next week, and that whole show lasted about 30 minutes. After that, there was nothing left to see. Not exactly the most profitable business model that a gallery could pursue, but at least many up-and-coming artists now have their works displayed on the walls of art-loving larcenists throughout the city. I'd also like to give a shout out to my friend and cameraman John Caracciolo, who was always willing to go the extra mile to help put these things together and to get a good shot, whether it was behind the camera or in front of the camera, because we were kind of in a hurry when we were shooting this thing, and we needed somebody, stealing the art behind us while I was doing the interview. And, well, there was nobody there, so he decided he would do it. He put the camera on a tripod, hit the on switch, and then ran around to the front of the camera and put together a stellar performance as an art thief, which might be a good second career for him if he ever gets tired of what he's doing. In any case, you can see this story and many others from the History of My World on my YouTube channel, Don Polec's World TV. So go check that out and hit subscribe. We can be together forever. In the meantime, I'll be back next week with another story from the History of My World. I'm Don Polec, and I'll see you then.